This is the March of Joko. I'm coming to you relatively... I hate these things. I started smoking when I was 14 years old. Smoked a pack a day, every day, for 18 years. I quit. One January 1st. Stayed quit for 3 years. And then when I started in the mortgage industry, everyone in my office smoked. And they would go outside and have little breaks and smoke their cigarettes. I felt like, just like in high school, I could be part of this group, smoke cigarettes. Well, all those people are gone, and I'm the only one left from that original crowd 2 years ago. And I'm the only one now who smokes. All the new people don't. So I'm going to the doctor for this cough. It won't go away. It's caused by these things. Waiting for the doctor. So
Hello.
hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Gilbert McKenna, would that be you?
That's me.
Alan Steinbach.
Dr. Steinbach, nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm a videographer, and I'm in this middle of, I'm actually at the end of a project where I've been recording a lot of my life, and so the camera is on. I hope you do not mind. Of course, I'll turn it off if you prefer, and you don't have to be in it, but...
This is so funny, because the last two patients before you are coming with a model consent form, because there's a guy who's doing a video of me.
Oh, really?
He wanted me to do some amateur camera stuff, so...
Oh, okay. So you're okay with that?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. Several things. First of all, I really have to quit smoking. I mean, I'm up to 2 packs a day, and...
When did you start again?
2 years ago this month. In January, I got that cold that everybody got, and I believe what it did was aggravate my bronchitis. I had bronchitis 20 years ago, and it coughed so hard and so violently that it will make me feel like I'm going to vomit. Okay, I get a retching sensation. I do not vomit, but it feels, I gag, and this happens 4 or 5 times a day.
2 packs a day?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many cigarettes in a pack?
20.
So it's 40 cigarettes a day?
Yes.
So that's about a cigarette how many minutes? Every how many minutes?
Well, I'm awake probably, 20 hours or 15 hours a day? Every 15 minutes, I think, right? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just bought some over-the-counter hydrocortisone, which I guess is a steroid like what I was using.
Well, let's go through it one point at a time then. So, what's your quit date?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. And how long are you going to stay quit for?
The rest of my life.
I don't think that's reasonable. I think you should make a date somewhere like about a year. But at the same time as you make the date for a year, you have to make a vow that you'll come back and talk to a practitioner a year before you start smoking.
Oh, and that's a psychological thing, or okay.
Yeah. The reason is that forever is a very long time, but it's also easy to disregard. So that if you know that you're really only going to stop smoking for a year, okay, then it's sometimes more doable than it is if you think I'm going to stop smoking forever. Right now, in your passion for stopping, with some nicotine in your system still, it's not going to be so worrisome. But I think later you'll find that if you just say, I'm going to stop for a year, calendar year, and to make a deal with yourself, write it down, record it, put it on the refrigerator, that in fact you will come back here and talk to a physician before you start again, period. No exceptions.
Okay. All right. That's a deal.
So, thirdly, there's basically some stuff that you absolutely can't do. Probably. You got any things that particularly are bad that would be a real mistake for you to do if you're trying to stop smoking?
Well, coffee, alcohol.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
What else?
Marijuana.
Okay.
But yeah, those three things.
You're going to stop doing those?
Yeah. I mean, I can switch to tea. I do need my caffeine in the morning, and it's not so much. I think the alcohol it's not the consumption of alcohol. It's the getting drunk.
Okay.
That's when one's willpower and resistance.
Okay. What else? Any stuff about eating?
Eating?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I always have to have a cigarette after a meal. It's sort of a habit.
Okay.
But I can't think of anything specifically.
Okay. So you're probably going to need some emergency first aid right after a meal, okay, when you want to have a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And you need two pieces of tools to work with. One of them is, you call them mantras if you want to. But you need to have something to say when you really want to have a cigarette, when you're reaching for a cigarette, when someone is offering you a cigarette, when there's the proximity of really, I really need to have a cigarette, okay? What are you going to say to yourself to get you through that moment?
I am a non-smoker.
Okay. Is that going to be sufficient? Because
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be a pretty negative thing, this one. Think about what's the worst outcome and what really makes you want to stop. Why do you want to really stop smoking? You obviously love smoking. Why do you want to stop smoking?
2 reasons.
Yeah.
For my health.
Okay.
Again, it's when you're a young man, you think you'll live forever, this isn't going to hurt me.
Okay.
But now I'm starting to feel the actual physical effects of it,
What's your worst fear about the cough?
that it could kill me. What if
Why would it kill you?
lung cancer, emphysema,
So why don't you say something to yourself like, the cough that I have, okay, is going to cause lung cancer. Or I'm going to get lung cancer if I smoke.
I'm going to get lung cancer if I smoke.
Right. So you need a negative thing. And then it turns out the way that human physiology works, after about 5 minutes, whether or not you smoke, you'll feel better. You're used to smoking and then you feel better. But even if you don't smoke, it turns out that the brain just goes on to something else and you'll feel better. So that's when you need to have the other mantra that you use, which is, I am a non-smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Something that'll make you feel proud, that'll reinforce the idea that you're not smoking, and that coincide. So whenever you feel good, throw in, I'm a non-smoker, just so your brain gets to associate. This is all very Psych 1-2 type stuff, but it actually works.
All right.
It's cheap too. Now, in terms of other medicines, did you consider using Wellbutrin, or is there someone called Zyban?